Welcome back, everyone. UFC Fight Night Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales took place last night. Michael Morales knocked out Gilbert Burns in the first round. Overall, I went 9-2 on the card. Pretty good card overall, I'd say. Might be potential for event of the year. It was a pretty good card, but let me get right into it. I went 9-2, as I said. I'm going to be recapping this card, starting with the first fight, going all the way up to the main event of the evening, Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. Let me get right into it. First fight of the night, we had Tisha Pennington versus Luana Pinheiro. This actually was a pretty good fight. Pinheiro was throwing a lot. Like these girls were swinging on the feet. They weren't relying on takedowns or anything, and Pinheiro might have been, but Pennington was getting right back up, and on the feet, she was outstriking Pinheiro. There was a moment in the second or third round, I think, where Pinheiro landed like a left hook, and then Pennington fired right back with a head kick that landed, and Pinheiro kind of stumbled from it, and you could see Pinheiro nodded to Tisha right after in like an acknowledgement of like, yeah, you just hit me. That was a good strike right there. So Tisha Pennington gets home with a decision win. Great win for her. And it got the card started off pretty good. Like, this was a good fight. I can't hate on it too much. They were swinging, man. Moving on to Hyun-Sun Park versus Carlos Hernandez. This guy, he's a fucking dog, man. This guy was out striking Carlos Hernandez, just backing him down, and then he got a takedown off and gets the back and rear naked choke. Not much to talk about. Hyun-Sun Park is legit. This guy, I can't wait to see who he fights next. Like, Carlos Hernandez is not a write-off, so I think it's definitely impressive beating that dude in under half a round. Great win for Hyun-Sun Park. Can't wait to see what he does next. Moving on, Denise Gomez versus Elise Reed. I just love it when my bet cashes. Denise Gomez by KO was like plus 250, and Elise Reed, after the first round, I was looking at her. She had a hematoma under her eye, just like this, and it's like, man, this is not going to a decision. There's no way. Elise Reed ends up getting knocked out 30 seconds into. I'm trying to fucking just stay on the screen. I keep clicking. Denise Gomez, 30 seconds into the second round, knocks her down, and then Jason Herzog's like, you gotta keep hitting her. So Denise Gomez just fires off a brutal amount of ground and pound on Elise Reed, and gets pulled off by the referee. Great win for Denise Gomez. I told you guys she was gonna knock out Elise Reed. This seemed like an easy pick. Moving on to the next fight, Luana Santos versus Tinara Lisboa. Listen, I got the last fight perfect. Denise Gomez, second round KO. In this one, Luana Santos, I told you, second round submission. Easy money. She got the takedown in the first round, got the control time off. Same thing in the second round. 5 seconds left, she wrenches on an Americana, and she actually has to tell the referee that Lisboa is tapping. And then, yeah, the fight stops. But great win for Luana Santos. Great first ever women's Americana victory, I think, something like that. So, great win for her. And she's sticking around at women's bantamweight after. So, moving on, Yadir Davali versus Connor Matthews. This fight was a quick one. I thought it was going to be a KO. Listen, Connor Matthews comes in, and he fought 2 months ago against Jose Delgado. Got knocked out, and now he looks 10 years older for some weird reason. Comes in the cage, man. Yadir Davali, short work of him, was backing him down, gets a takedown off, and then he submits Connor Matthews with ease. Really good win for Yadir Davali. I mean, it's Connor Matthews though. It's not like a crazy impressive name, but it's a first win for sure. So good first win in the UFC for Yadir Davali. Moving on, Thiago Moises, Jared Gordon. I did not expect this one. Jared Gordon, this was my first loss of the card. Jared Gordon. I really thought Thiago Moises was gonna get this one done. They were swinging. Thiago Moises was getting outlanded, and then Jared Gordon just throws a massive overhand and knocks out Thiago Moises in the first round. I was not expecting this. I really thought Thiago Moises was taking this to a decision most likely, or like I did not think a finish in the first round for anyone. Like if I thought either one was going to win a decision. I did not think they were going to get an early finish, but Jared Gordon just proves me wrong time and time again. Thiago Moises actually just sucks. Because, like, the whole Thiago Moises argument is like, oh, he puts himself out there against really good guys. Oh, he fought Islam. Oh, he fought Islam even though he got mauled. He fought Islam. He fought Ludovic Klein even though he got mauled. He fought Ludovic Klein. But you can't even say that anymore because it's like, oh, he also fought Jared Gordon and got flatline KO'd in the first round. So he just sucks. Thiago Moises is just terrible. Was not expecting this one. Anyways, moving on. Gabe Green versus Mateus Camilo. Guys, I tried to tell you. Gabe Green, underdog. He wasn't my underdog of the week. Sadiq Youssef was. Maybe I should have made Gabe Green my underdog of the week. Mateus Camilo tries a submission in the second round, a triangle choke, gets slammed to the mat, but he's still wrenching. He's still wrenching, and then Gabe Green's head pops out. And then Camilo's heart drops. And listen, Camilo in that moment, he realized he wasn't built for this. He's not built for this. He didn't want to be there with Gabe Green. And he gives up his back, gives up his chin, and then he taps instantly to Gabe Green. He pretty much gives up a win. It was sad to see. But, you know, my bet hit, man. My pick hit. I'll take it. I'll take it for sure, man. Gabe Green was not looking good, but then he survived one submission attempt, and that's all it took for Mateus Camilo to completely give up. So he's not built for this. He's not built for this. So Gabe Green, great win for him. Remember, he lost in 14 seconds to Brian Battle, but Mateus Camilo completely gives up against this guy. There's levels to this, guys. There's levels to this. Moving on. Julian Erosa versus Melquizael Costa. Fight of the night. This was actually a scrap, man. Costa nearly finishes him in the first round by knockout, like I said. Nearly gets it done, doesn't, and these guys are just scrapping for 3 full rounds. There's Julian Erosa takes him down a couple times in the second round, I think twice, and then Costa gets his own takedown, outstrikes Julian Erosa in the second round. I don't know I don't know what round they gave Julian Erosa because it was a unanimous 29-28. I saw it a 30-27. I had the point spread of Costa. I'm not just saying it because I wanted that to hit. I did think it was a 30-27. Like Costa, in the second round, he outlanded him by like 17 strikes and over 10 significant strikes. And all Julian Erosa, the only argument to give him the second round is that he got another takedown than Costa. And then third round, like they were pretty close in the strikes. So maybe that's the round they give Erosa, but he still got outstruck and Costa got a takedown off. So I thought that the third round was also Costa's. I thought this was a 30-27. I think they just did a 29-28 because they heard I was betting the point spread, to be honest. So sad to see, man. Sad to see they're making calls to make the Genie lose. I really thought that Costa got that 30-27. Let me know if you agree with me. But yeah, Costa won this fight anyways. And he said he's going to take a little bit of break. He wants to take a month, go back with his family and explore some beaches and shit like that. So you can't blame him. He's been insanely active. So take a month off and then come back. Even like 60 days, that's not a crazy amount of time off. So let Costa have a month off, guys. Moving on. Dustin Stoltzfus versus Nursultan Ruziboev. I thought this one was going to be a first round finish for Nursultan Ruziboev, like a lot of people. Oh my god, what is happening with my screen? A lot of people thought this was going to be a first round finish for Nursultan Ruziboev, but instead it turns out to be a 3-round decision. He outstrikes him in the first 2 rounds, and then he kind of gasses out in the third. Dustin Stoltzfus puts it on him a bit, and tries to get him out of there. Can't complete the submission attempts. Jesus, I'm having trouble speaking. And Nursultan Ruziboev takes home the decision victory. I didn't think a lot of people picked the decision. I think most people picked Nursultan Ruziboev by. Oh man. Most people picked Nursultan Ruziboev by KO in the first round. So this was unexpected, to say the least. Moving on to Sadiq Youssef versus Myron Santos. I had Sadiq Youssef at the underdog price. I thought there was good value there. But Myron Santos proved me wrong time and time again. I mean, everyone thought that he lost that fight to... Sorry about that, some technical difficulties. I think I was here. Sadiq Youssef versus Myron Santos. Man, I thought Sadiq Youssef had value at the underdog price. I did like it. I thought he was going to get it done. I didn't think Myron Santos won his last fight against Francis Marshall. I didn't think a lot of people did. You know, he got gifted that split decision win. I didn't think he belonged in the spotlight against Sadiq Youssef. Sadiq Youssef did look good early on, you know. He outstruck Myron Santos. Those low leg kicks were doing good. But then Myron Santos was just landing the better punches, you know, for the most part throughout this fight. You could have gave Sadiq Youssef the second round, but they didn't. They all saw Myron Santos land the better strikes in the second round and the third round, and they gave the decision to Myron Santos. Listen, I'm kind of disappointed in Sadiq Youssef here. I really thought he was going to get it done, and if Francis Marshall was able to do that to him, I thought Sadiq Youssef for sure was going to be able to do the same thing, but no, he was not able to get it done. Sadiq Youssef is a bum. Myron Santos, I don't think he's all that good either. So, it kind of sucks that Sadiq Youssef couldn't get my underdog win. Anyways, moving on to the main event. Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. I tried to tell you, Gilbert Burns is too focused on a podcast. You know, he's trying to tell you guys on this podcast that he's back, that he's 38 years old and he's back and he's going to have a career resurgence, all this, all that. Did you really believe it? Did anyone really believe it? Apart from his brainwashed fans that listen to him and Matty Betts and Hey Jive, and they listen to Gilbert Burns tell him, yeah, I'm back. Listen, I'm going to get this one done. People are writing me off, but I'm going to get it done. He was never going to beat Michael Morales, who's 13 years younger than him and is undefeated and dynamic and on a fucking roll. He was never winning this fight. He got a takedown. Michael Morales got up. Michael Morales put the pressure on him, and Gilbert Burns folded. Gilbert Burns, in his old age, he's becoming Herbert. You know, this was not a hard pick. People were overthinking this like crazy. The line was set at under 3.5, man. It's insane to me. I get it, it's Gilbert Burns. But he's 38 years old, and he got knocked out 2 fights ago. And I think he's over the hill, man. I don't think he's focused on fighting that much anymore. I think he's too focused on a podcast gig, you know. So it sucks to see, but I think a lot of people overthought this one. Michael Morales with the early KO win. And yeah, I think Michael Morales could fight Carlos Prates. He could fight maybe like Ian Gary may be a little too far up there. I would like a Carlos Prates for Michael Morales. I think that would be a fun fight. But yeah, let's see what happens. Anyways, that's the event. Let me know what you thought. I thought it was a pretty fun event. I think it could have been one of the events of the year. Honestly, I do think there's a potential because hear me out. There was 4 decisions on this card. The rest were all finishes, man, and even the decisions, they were like really fun fights. So it's not like it was a boring card by any means. It was a pretty fun card, start to finish. None of it dragged, and apart from when they cut out the co-main event here, there was supposed to be a co-main event, so they had to run a bit of commercials. But other than that, like, it was a pretty fun card start to finish. So I think there's potential for it to be one of the better cards of the year so far, which you might see be talked about later today on a podcast. So check out Sparring Sessions podcast. We will be doing an episode later today. That's just a little sneak peek there. So let me know what you thought. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.